Alright class, today we will discuss on tutorial on accrual and prepayment. Alright, this is a sample of the question. It's from which semester class? Alright, April 2009. Question 3A. So it is, right, below is the extracted information from the trial balance for sesi Sdn Bhd. So the figure rent received, salary, utilities and insurance. That is your trial balance. Alright. For account, your trial balance 10,000 is for rent received, salary 8,000, utilities 5,000, insurance 9,600. Is this all the figure you need to transfer to the income statement, or you need to do any adjusting first class? Yes, you need to adjust. So first, the following information is required for the adjustment. For the year ended 31st December 2008. So question has give you 4 additional information, correct? Alright. First, salary. Salary for the worker amounting to 3,000 are still outstanding. So the keyword here now is what, class? Still outstanding. So, still outstanding referring to what, class? Yes, it is accrued expenses. Accrued expenses. Next, we identify first class, alright? Accrued expenses, or also known as accrued salary. What is the amount of the accrued class? RM 3,000. So class, when you have know the salary is accrued expenses, what you have to do to the old amount in your previous trial balance? Yes, plus. Plus with 3,000. Alright, from where you get the 3,000? From the additional information. So actually, your new amount of salary is 11,000. So this is the amount that you need to transfer to your income statement. Clear, class? Next, insurance. Second information, insurance expenses was for the period from 1st February 2008 until 31st January 2009. How long is that, class? 1 year. However, you must close your account. You want to do income statement for the year ended? Yes, 31st December 2008. So, means that you have paid for January 2009. Can you include that expenses in your income statement? No, because referring to the matching concept, you only record expenses that incurred for the same period. So what you have to do? First, identify first. So it is it paid in advance, class? Yes, it is paid in advance because you have paid for January 2009. So when you consider it is paid in advance, we consider that as prepaid. Correct. Prepaid expenses, or also known as what, class? Prepaid insurance expenses. Clear? Alright. Can I know the amount of the prepaid? Alright, how to calculate, class? Alright, what is the amount of the insurance, class? When you see your previous trial balance? Yes, it is 9,600. It is for That 9,600 actually payment for 1 year. It is for 12 months. So first you need to calculate what, class? You need to find your insurance. Yes, insurance for per month. So how to calculate, class? 9,600 divide by 12. Why 12 months? 1 year we have 12 months. So can I know the answer? 9,000 RM 800 per month. So can I know your amount of your prepaid insurance expenses, class? 800, right? Because we only prepaid for 1 month. So your prepaid expenses is RM 800. So when in the scenario of prepaid, what you have to do to your old trial balance, class? Yes, you need to minus. Class, minus with 800. Because we cannot put the 800 because that is belongs to January 2009. So what is the real amount that you can enter in your income statement? So insurance 9,600 or after deduction of 800, class? Can I know the amount that we transfer to income statement? Yes, 8,800. So that is the amount that you will transfer to your income statement. Clear? Alright, class. Done. Now, next. At the end of the accounting period, sesi sendirian berehat and not receive rent amounting. What is the keyword? Yes, not receive. Correct? Alright, class. When not received, so actually it is considered as, yes, accrued rental received. Based on your trial balance, class, as you can see, your rent received is 10,000. Is that the amount, class? No, because referring to your additional number 3, information number 3, you still not receive another 2,000. So we call that as accrued revenue, also known as accrued, or you can base on the terms that given by the trial balance, accrued rent received. Correct? Can I know the amount of rent received that you still not receive from the parties? 2,000. RM 2,000. At the end of accounting period, has not received 2,000. So what you have to do, class, in the case of accrued, what you have to do to your original trial balance? Yes, because it is accrued, you need to plus with the old amount in your previous trial balance. You need to plus with the amount that accrued, which is 2,000. So what is the total amount that you need to transfer to your income statement, class? Yes, RM 12,000. So when you want to enter it as in revenue or expenses, class? Rent received. Revenue. So in your income statement, you must state it as 10,000 or 12,000? 12,000, the new amount after you add your accrued 2,000. Clear? Next, last class, utilities. Alright, the yellow color class you can see now, based on the trial balance, salary and insurance is under expenses. The purple color is considered as revenue. Now next, last, utilities bill still outstanding. So what is the keyword here now, class? When you see the keyword of still outstanding, so automatic it is, yes, accrued expenses. Can I know the amount of accrued expenses that you still owing? 300. So remember, class, accrued expenses 300. Due to that accrued expenses, or also known as what, class? Accrued utility expenses. You must put full name, alright? Accrued utilities expenses RM 300. So in this case of accrued, what you have to do in your income statement? Yes, you need to plus with 300. Actually, your real amount of your utilities is, yes, correct. It is 5,300. So where do you want to put your utilities? Income statement, expenses. Because utility bills such as electricity or water bills, alright? So class, remember, the 5,000 amount is your old amount, but you must put in your income statement as 5,003 or 5,000, class? 5,300. The new amount after you plus. Clear? So now, as you can see in the table, you got your new amount, right? Rent received, revenue 12,000, salary, expenses 11,000, utilities 5,300, and next, insurance 8,800. Alright, class, after you have identified all the terms, either it is accrued or prepaid, you can see, prepare the journal entries. So, based on this question, prepare journal entry, as I told you in the class, previous class, in my slide, alright? First, as you can see in your salary, can I know what is the journal entries? You need to identify debit or credit. So, first, from question information number 1, you can put the answer here, right? So, in terms of if accrued expenses, accrued salary expenses, is it current asset or current liabilities? Current liabilities. Automatically, class, you can debit your salary expenses and credit your accrued salary expenses. Why you have to credit your accrued salary expenses? Because accrued salary expenses, we classify it as current liabilities. As I told you, when you want to record it as liabilities, you must record it at credit side. So automatically, when you credit your accrued salary expenses, you will consider it as debit salaries expenses. That is your journal entries. Alright? Next, can I know the amount of your debit salary expenses? RM 3,000, and your accrued RM 3,000. Do you think easy when you extract your information first, class? As I told you just now, we have identified accrued or prepaid. When you have identified the information, it's easy for you to identify, is it debit or credit. Next, through the information in the red color information number 2. Alright? It is prepaid or accrued class based on the information? Prepaid. Prepaid insurance expenses. Before you want to classify it either debit or credit, you must know. Classify prepaid insurance expenses. Is it considered as current asset or current liabilities? Because of the current asset, you have to put in debit side. Debit what class? Debit prepaid. Why debit prepaid? Because it is current asset. Prepaid insurance expenses. Credit, the expenses itself, insurance expenses. You must credit the expenses because just now you have deduct, right? You deduct the amount from 9,300, you deduct 800. When your expenses decrease, you must put in credit side. So, this is the second journal entry, but you must mention the amount that you want to debit. RM 800, based on the information that we have calculated just now. RM 800. Alright, so this is journal entries class. What is journal entries? To identify which item is considered as debit, which item is considered as credit. Now, information number 3. Can I know class? Can I know what is the item? Accrued revenue. Is it current asset or current liabilities? Current asset. Because other parties still own us. Correct? So when current asset, we must put it as debit or credit. Debit, because it's current asset. Debit, accrued. Yes, accrued rent received. And automatically credit the revenue account. It is credit rent received. When revenue increase, automatically you need to record at the credit side. Remember class, revenue when increase always we have to put at credit side. Credit your rent received and debit your accrued rent received. And you must state the amount that you want to credit. We have shown in the information, we have calculated RM 2,000. Same goes to credit rent received that still owing by other party to us, RM 2,000. So, debit accrued rent received that we will transfer to its balance sheet, and credit rent received we transfer to income statement. On revenue expenses, you must put it in income statement. Next, last class, last transaction, utility bill still outstanding. You have identified, right, as accrued expenses. When accrued expenses, first, accrued expenses, we must put it in balance sheet, correct? In the balance sheet, either current asset or current liabilities. Current liabilities, because we are still outstanding, still owing the utilities bill. So automatically it is considered as credit because it is current liabilities. Credit accrued utility expenses. Automatically class, what is your debit? Yes, utilities expenses. Why debit utilities expenses class? Because it is expenses. When increase expenses, we must debit expenses account. So which item that considered as income statement, transfer to income statement? Utility expenses. And accrued utility expenses we put in current liabilities balance sheet. So what is the amount of the utility expenses that you just debited? RM 300, and your credit, your accrued utilities, RM 300. So that is your journal entries. Class, don't forget Actually, what is the format of journal entries? You use journal. It's considered table is easy, right? Can I know 4, correct? So, hold on. We put the answer for journal entries. I allow you to do like that, or you can put in table. Remember this format? Debit and credit. This we consider as, yes, particular. So, first item as we mentioned just now, what class? Salary expenses and accrued expenses. Alright, you read for me, right, class? First what class? Salary expenses, and next is accrued salary expenses. So this is considered as general journal. Actually, you need to do this format, generalize the entries. But if you put like under information debit credit, I allow. Alright, but if you do it in the table, it's more systematic. So just now, you debit or credit class salary expenses? Debit, right? Debit how much class? 3,000. Then automatically your accrued 3,000 we put at credit side. We put same level with the accrued, right? Alright, next. Based on the information, debit, prepaid insurance expenses, credit, insurance expenses. Prepaid insurance expenses. Next, insurance expenses. Can I know the amount of prepaid insurance expenses? Debit, right? How about insurance expenses? Credit, same amount. It's the same format like your journal, correct? Next, third class. Debit, accrued, rent received, credit, rent received. Accrued, rent received. Alright. Accrued, rent received. Debit or credit? Can I know the total amount that you debit? 2,000. Yes, 2,000. How about rent received? 2,000. Class, I realize that we lack of one row because we got 4 information, right? Yes. Insert row below, correct? Yes. Alright. Last is utilities. Utilities. Debit or credit? Utilities, expenses, and your another item called accrued utilities expenses. Can I know the amount of utility expenses that you own? 300. How about accrued? 300. So this is the journal entries. Clear? Next question. Provide an income statement and balance sheet. Class, remember, you don't need to put the full format of income statement because it is abstract. How to do it, class? As I told you, just now we have identified, class, correct? Which item is considered income statement, which item is considered as balance sheet. So how to do the format, class? Basically, as you can see in front here now, first, the company name. Can I know the company name? Sesi Sendirian Berhad. Next, income statement for the year ended 31st December 2008. Don't forget to put extract. So you no need to give me full format. Alright? So class, in this case of this question, you only open revenue and expenses. Why? Because the question is only ask you revenue and expenses. So automatically first is revenue. Okay, class, can you identify which item that will enter revenue? Yes, first is rent receive. So class, as I told you, you want to use the new amount or the old amount in your trial balance? Okay, can I know the amount of new amount? As you can see in this table now, the purple color, rent receive is 12,000. 12,000. Okay, any item that are under revenue? No, so you can go to expenses. Class, can you see how to format the extract now? You only put item that is revenue, only rent receive. Put new amount. How about your expenses? First is what? Salaries. Correct? Okay, 11,000 or 8,000? 11,000. As I told you, we have add up because it is accrued, right? So it's 11,000. As you can see in the table. Correct? You have add up. Next is your utilities. Can I know the amount of new utilities? 5,300. Don't use the whole amount because you have add. Correct. So based on your salary, it is 8,000 plus 3,000. Correct? How about your rent received just now? 5,000. Are you sure? No. 8,000? No, your rent received just now. 10,000? Yes. Plus 2,000. Class compulsory for my class. You must also show the working in your extract income statement. So next is your utilities. Can I know the previous your old trial balance show? 5,000 plus with 300. You have calculate just now, right? Can I know the amount? 5,300. Next is your okay, it is insurance. Previously it's 9,006. Now 8,800. Correct, class? Insurance expenses 9,600 minus. Why minus? Because it is prepaid. That is for January, class. 800. So what is the total amount? 8,800. So class, after that, what is the total of the expenses? Can you help me to calculate? Alright, you. What is the answer? 25,100. Clear, class? So this is what, class? Income statement extract. Now, you must do? Yes, balance sheet. Must don't forget to put company name. Can I know your company name? Sesi Senderan Berhad. And next, yes, balance sheet as at 31st December 2008. Are you sure 8? Yes, okay. Don't forget to put, because do you have to open the full format of balance sheet? In balance sheet, as I told you just now, accrued and prepaid only we classify either current asset or current liability. So you can only open these two category only. No need to open non-current asset because you are doing extract. So what is the current asset class? Which category that we consider as current asset as you put in your statement just now? Alright, class. As you can see now, full. Accrued salary expenses. That is what? Under what? That is under current liabilities. Correct? Because it is accrued expenses. How about prepaid insurance expenses? Prepaid expenses we consider as current asset. My advice, better you categorize first class before you open the balance sheet to avoid any careless mistake. Alright, accrued rent received, accrued revenue. Yes, current asset. How about last? Accrued expenses. We put, yes, current liabilities because it is still outstanding. So now we have category. So which item that we put as current asset based on the information above? Prepaid insurance expenses and accrued rent received. Alright, prepaid class, prepaid insurance expenses. Can I know the amount? Prepaid insurance expenses 800. Next is your accrued rent received. Consider as accrued revenue. Correct? So, can I know the amount of your accrued rent received? RM 2000. So, class, what is your now? Any item has to put in the current asset? No. Now you can open your current liabilities. Class, why we don't need to open the full format of balance sheet? This is extract that relate to this topic only. Accrual and prepayment. So which item considered as current liabilities? Yes, accrued salary expenses. Can I know the amount of accrued salary expenses? 3,000. How about any item class that you have to put in again in current liabilities? What is it? Yes, accrued utility expenses. Can I know the amount? RM 300. From where you can get all the amount? From your information just now. You have extract, correct? Based on number 1, info number 2, info number 3, and info number 4. So class, you have extract income statement, extract and extract balance sheet. Any question? So class, if you want to total the total current asset, no problem. If you don't want to calculate the total, also you are allowed to do that because no marks given in the total. So if you want to total class, can I know your total current asset for extract only? Yes, 2,800. If you don't want to put RM, no problem. You can put RM, where is it class? Top, correct. RM. So automatic, you don't need to put RM. Same goes to your income statement. Put RM. So you don't need to put like RM in the figure. So class, same goes to your current liabilities. Alright, can I know the total of your current liabilities? If you do not total, is it a problem? No. Okay, no marks on that total. 3,300. So that is on accrual and prepayment journal entries. Any question? Okay, you don't need to minus revenue minus expenses, because we want to see, actually the aim why you have to do income statement and balance sheet, we want to see that you give a right classification. Do you put rent receipt in revenue? Yes. So the salary, utilities and insurance you consider as expenses. That is the main idea of this question. We want to see where you put the item. Alright? Same goes for balance sheet. Where you put, which item that you put, either current asset or current liabilities. So this is the full format, and including journal entries. So don't forget class, I repeat, I conclude my tutorial today. Any amount still outstanding, still owned, not yet paid is considered as accrued expenses. When accrued expenses, the original amount of the expenses you need to add or less, you need to add. Alright, one income statement and another item will transfer to balance sheet, which is called as accrued expenses. Next, accrued revenue. When other person still own, alright, or not yet receive. So when accrued, you need to add your original amount of your revenue. So automatically one income statement, another item we transfer to balance sheet, considered as accrued revenue. That is accrued. Last, prepaid. What is prepaid? Alright, pay in advance. When you pay in advance, we consider as prepaid expenses. When prepaid, you don't forget to minus the original amount in your old trial balance. Alright? And two items, one will go to income statement, the expenses itself, and your balance sheet we consider as prepaid expenses. Okay, how about prepaid revenue? Receive in advance. When receive in advance, consider as prepaid. Don't forget to minus, because prepaid. Minus your original amount of your revenue. So we have to put the amount after you have deduct. Then revenue we consider as income statement, and another item in balance sheet, prepaid revenue. So that's all for today's tutorial. It's on accrual and prepayment.